Students, please turn on your video. Students also attended, please start meditation for 3 minutes. Sit properly, close your eyes. Vinaya, Ganesh, Jayant Kumar,
There is a limit for everything.
Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope all are completed your meditation. Is it? Good.
I told us, sir, at least if you come at 8:50, they won't shout like this.
Welcome to Salvi Learning Services. Good morning to all. And in the last session, we have discussed about human society and environment. And in that, different types of forest. I hope everyone gone through that. And after that, the earliest people from our earliest people to the new gen. It means in present time, we have discussed the evolution. Like first earliest people, they started roaming in the forest. Then later they started cultivation. They settled somewhere. And like after that, industrial revolution. Industrial revolution is nothing but like improvement in industries. When industrial revolution or when industries improves, automatically they need a lot of resources or raw material for manufacturing or producing. So maximum they try to utilize the natural resources, and it goes for some problems. And today we are going to discuss about all those points, like how the extraction or over extraction of natural resources goes for some environmental crisis. Okay, crisis is nothing but we have different many problems if you use like natural resources extensively. Okay, altogether we have a term human encroachment on environment causes. Okay, how it goes for humans or living being or lithosphere. That is a concept. Okay, when technology improves, some sort of problems human being or all the living may face, especially in the agriculture sector we have discussed it. Farmers started using excessive fertilizers and pesticides in the field for getting more yield. So it also causes for severe damage on the soil. At the same time, its effect on human being, because we are the consumers of that all those products. Am I right? Yes, whatever the products produced by the farmers. So we are the consumers. When we use it, we may get a lot of trouble from that, because even sometimes it led to get very severe diseases, and many insects and or microorganisms disappeared from the earth. That also we have seen, because from past, if you check, you can understand. Because everywhere human beings selfishness the same way, their attitude changed, everything in economic term now. Okay, our usage of natural resources everywhere we can see. Not only this, only not only from a farmer's side, even like other people also doing many things, even in your surrounding, especially constructing building, deforestation may be there. Okay, so goes for deforestation. And the same way, usage of water, unlimited usage of water, we can say, when industrial, especially colonization, we have a term, colonies, Britishers entered. Britishers, French, Dutch, Portuguese, and almost all the people came to India for our resources. What do you mean by resources? Or what do you mean by raw material? The material which used for preparing final products. Generally, we call raw material or resources. So our natural resources is their main aim. They came here, they collected and went back. Like that, many colonial powers we can say. So many Britishers, like Britishers, French, Dutch, and almost all the people came to our country for getting these all resources. And exploration goes for this all, human exploration, finding new places. Even Columbus, you have learned in the previous class, I think, Columbus, Italian explorer we can say. He reached India for our resources, especially spice. Not only that, timber, spice, natural resources like what we call or iron or whatever it may be. So this all maximum they utilized. Is it? Yes. And the same way we have discussed a term, the effluence of industrial sector, or the dangerous like exhaust or exhaust, nothing but the dangerous gases or liquids which emitted from the factories. It also gives dangerous like what we call more pollution or pollutant on the environment, especially air pollution and water pollution is a major problem. Many species like fishes disappear. And the same way, many living beings which live in the water, generally, like fish mainly. Okay, the same way, when we use that water, we also get many problems. And it also goes for global warming. We are coming to that topic. Global warming. Already have heard about that term, I think, in the last year or last academic year. Is it? So now, all of you, please get ready with your running note and see. And after that, we will discuss about the question and answer from the chapter. Okay? Yes. So let us see the concept. Okay, children, biosphere. Now you all know what is biosphere, and here industrial pollution, industries pollution and effluence. Effluence is the meaning I have told you, the liquid which are harmful for the earth, especially water pollution. Okay, so that we call effluence, especially industries. They have a lot of wastewater and flow towards rivers. Okay, that water may be used by human being or animals, and we get a lot of trouble from that we call effluent. Okay, so fine. Here modern industries and transport system use immense amount of energy which is derived basically from coal and petroleum. This is a major energy in the sense like the energy which used for functioning something generally which is called fossil fuel, as well as they are the remain of forests buried under ground lakhs of years ago. Fossil fuel, already fossil and all you have learned in the science, I think. Okay, hundreds of years ago, which under the wood or what fuel, like what we call remains of forest buried under the ground lakhs of years ago. Generally, we call that fossil fuels. So that also we dig and get from the air. The same way, the burning of fossil fuel release large quantities of carbon dioxide and other chemical gases like nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and volatile organic compounds and heavy metals. These all, they're like what we call releasing. Okay, so these, when we burn fossil fuels, it releasing some of the harmful gases the same way influence. So that highly affect on the environment. How it's affect? How it's affect? Already we have discussed in the beginning. How it's affect? Water pollution and air pollution is a major problem. And they also release the sulfuric, carbonic, and nitric acid, which cause what are called acid rain. Sometimes you may feel as like you can here we didn't experience that, even though some area you can see acid rain. What it causes? Acid rains are caused by the mingling of acidic particle of the atmosphere with the rain. There is some chemical reaction occur. Okay, through evaporation, some acids present in the atmosphere. Not only through evaporation, sometimes the gases which emitted from the factories, it accumulate in the atmosphere. That accumulated acid, when it mix or when it collapse with the rainwater, that chemical reaction occur and it reaches on the earth. So it also highly affect on human being. Okay, skin allergy and sometimes skin cancer may cause. Is it? So these all the human activities we can say on the environment and reaction. Actually, dear students, whatever the waste material we dispose, it should be recycled. And once upon a time, suppose you just imagine some years ago, especially in earliest people, whatever they use, whatever they throw, that is helpful for them. Like all the waste material, like they may throw peels of what we call fruits. It is good for what we call plants. Yes or no? Yes. It spoil and give nutrients to the plants, it grow. Nowadays, plastic items. And at the same time, many other chemical items we dispose open in the ground. So there is no recycling. Recycling in the sense there is no what we call proper balance on the ground. Also, it cause for harmful. It cause for very harm on the human being and all the living beings. That they meant here. How these industries result, how industries cause for environmental crisis. That is the question. Okay, from this part you can expect industries, pollutant and effluents. Question in the question paper: how industries affect on the or industrial sector or industrial revolution and it affects on the like in the on the environment or human being or the living being. Okay, so next here, in addition to burning of fossil fuel, modern industries release enormous amount of waste material in the form of solid, liquid and gases. Waste contaminating air, water, both surface like river and underground water, as well as see here. Okay, so and soil. So everywhere, even wells we can see, and in the air, what all the liquids, it may be in the form of liquid or gas or solid. You know these three forms. One in the form of water, one a hard substance, one is gas. So in these three terms or in the three ways, waste contaminating, where in the air, water, some the same time both surface water like river and underground water of wells and soil. The accumulate in this is contain. I have already told you accumulation. Impact of such a pollution is gradual poisoning of our environment. One important impact is the change in worldwide climate, also known as global warming. Dear students, actually about this global warming and all detail you will study in the next academic year. I hope you have some idea about what is global warming. Students, global warming is nothing but, you know, some of the greenhouse gases emitted from the factories, especially carbon dioxide. Just an example. When carbon dioxide accumulate in the atmosphere, you know, we have a proper process like insolation and reflection. Am I right? Solar radiation and solar energy insolate or received by the earth. And the same way reflected from here. Here, when carbon dioxide accumulate in the atmosphere, these type of gases won't allow this radiation to reflect back to the space or goes back to the space. Under that circumstances, what happens? The atmospheric temperature increases. You know, sun is a major source of energy. So when the solar insolation occurs, when it won't reflect back, it increases the temperature in the atmosphere. In the simple term, you just imagine solar radiation reaches these gases present in the atmosphere. It is like an obstacle to reflect back this heat. So what happens there? It compresses or it accumulates in the atmosphere itself. Due to this type of greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide and all we call greenhouse gases. Okay, so due to these greenhouse gases, like atmospheric temperature increases. When the atmospheric temperature increases, it affects on all the living being. Am I right? That is a major climatical, worldwide climatical changes. To control that, here we have Kyoto Protocol. What we have to do, we have to reduce the pollutants, especially like gases like carbon dioxide, carbon. And one more thing, let me tell you, deforestation also causes for global warming. How? We all know that the carbon dioxide inhale plants and plants. Am I right? And we get oxygen from plants. So when like deforestation occur, this process won't happen. This also causes for increasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Am I right? Yes. So deforestation, one thing, and the effluents or the gases, dangerous gases which emitted by the factories. Main reason, industrialization. Don't forget that. Industries may develop the country, but at the same time harmful for the environment. They need lot of resources. It calls for decreasing the forest, or it calls for utilizing maximum natural resources. Did you get me? How these effects and all you just remember. Human effect on or human activities on the environment effect on human being, that we can see. So what is this protocol? See, A conference was held by United National Organization or UNO, in the city of Kyoto in Japan in December 1997 to protect Mother Earth from global warming. What is the main aim of this Kyoto Protocol? Please underline, and if possible, write in your ending note. Very, very important question, students. What do you mean by Kyoto Protocol? What is the main aim to recover or to protect our Earth from global warming? That is the main aim. Whatever the activities is, it means the countries that attempted realized the effect of greenhouse gases and signed a declaration called Kyoto Protocol. Okay, all the countries, the leaders reached and they together a meeting, and some of the environmentalists, we can say, environmentalists, they have explained clearly what may be the major cause or the reason for the global warming. And it also affected the ozone layer, some of the CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. It affects on ozone layer. If any damage occur in the ozone layer, the dangerous rays reaches the earth like ultraviolet, infrared rays. So once if it is reached, what happens? Many, like human being, at the same way, plants, animals, everything get trouble from that. So signed a declaration called Kyoto Protocol. The main aim of this declaration is to bring down the release of greenhouse gases to less than 5.2%. What is the main aim? Decreasing the greenhouse gases less than 5.2%. Okay, anyway, we cannot ban it completely, because like a vehicle, we are using vehicle, especially, in the urban areas. Nowadays, we can see some control on usage of diesel and petrol vehicle. Because of this, because government trying to decrease the pollution in the atmosphere. According to this declaration, this aim should have been achieved between 2008 and 2012. Somewhat controlled, because the head of the family is a father, head of the nation is a president or prime minister. If they decide to control this all, at least some amount of greenhouse gases we can control, especially from industrialization and latest technology, like we can use some what we call machines which decreases this type of effluents or this type of gases. They have planned this that we call Kyoto Protocol. Once again, a conference was held by United National Organization in the city of Kyoto in Japan in December 1997. What is the main aim? To protect our Earth from global warming. That is the main aim. Different questions you can expect from this, like fill in the blanks or sometimes direct question. What do you mean by Kyoto Protocol? The main aim of this protocol is to control global warming. Okay, decreasing greenhouse gas present in the atmosphere at least minimum like 5.2%. That is the main aim of this protocol. Okay, children? Yes. Now, depletion of resources. So decreasing. See, industrialization, rapid growth of population and urbanization have all led to unprecedented exploitation of natural resources like mineral, forest, soil, water, and air. Here you have the reason. If you explain these terms enough, what is the main reason for depletion of resources? What may be the main reason of depletion of resources? First one is industrialization. We have discussed about industrialization, how it goes for depletion of resources. Okay, improvisation of industry, industrial revolution we have discussed. When industries increases, what happens? They need a lot of resources or raw material. To get that what is the meaning of raw material? The material which used for making some products, that we call raw material. Suppose I can tell you that here cotton is a raw material, we can say. With the cotton, we will make different types of what we call items, like a bed maybe, pillows maybe. Am I right? Yes. The same way, when human being wants resources, they use maximum environment, or they utilize environment in extensive manner. It means maximum utilization of environment, we can say. The same way, rapid growth of population. When population increases, what happens? Needs also increases. Suppose micro family and macro family, difference you see. Olden days, father, mother, their children, all together in a family. Yes or no? Nowadays you see micro family. Each and every person need a home. Check yourself, your home. How many members are there? Father, mother, you and your brother. Where is grandma, grandpa? It is there, your ancestors' home, ancestral home. Yes or no? Or your home. And some, no, Neha, okay, fine. Okay, I can understand. In your family, maybe all together. Okay, anyway, 90% of the family, if you check, you can understand. Okay, so micro family, macro family to micro family. That same concept you have here. Rapid growth of population or increasing population also goes for what we call depletion of resources. Like they need water, they need their own borewell, and the soil, like a place for constructing home. There may be deforestation occur, building for constructing. Okay, the same way urbanization, nothing but what do you mean by urban cities, buildings, construction of buildings or factories. When population increases, you like Hyderabad or some other places, you can see urban area, we can say. Okay, have all this led to unprecedented exploit. It means there is no control on natural resources. Even from water, you check water, the maximum we are utilizing. This is my land. I can use water as much as. Am I right? If you have an industry, you may use maximum water, whatever you need for that manufacturing or production. And the same way, water, air, etc. As well as sources of energy, coal, petroleum, etc. This all from where we are getting? From the earth. And stored in the earth for billions years ago, billions of years ago, this all stored in the earth, but now we are utilizing it in that like too much. And this has resulted in rapid deforestation and decline of reserve of mineral, oil and groundwater. Three things you just see: mineral reserve, like what we call decline of reserves of mineral, oil and groundwater. Three. It is going to, like in future generations. See, many scientists, what they suggested, what they argued that the present way of life is not sustainable for life. Yes, there is no future. Future generation may get a lot of trouble from this. If you continue the same way, the way of life, if we use such large quantities of natural resources, nothing will be left for the children and grandchildren. Are you thinking about that all? No, never. Without thinking the future generation, even our children or upcoming future, there is no resources available on the earth. All the living beings on the earth depend on the environment and have to live according to environment. See, all the living beings on the earth depend on the environment and have to live according to the environment. But what happens here? We are making environment according to our wish. Am I right? Yes. We are not living according to the environment. What we are doing according to our need, we are making environment. But for their enjoyment and development, human beings are destroying nature. The commercial activities carried on by human beings are affected every life and every matter on the earth. It goes for, dear student, I have told you in the beginning, in future we must carry an oxygen cylinder for our use, like how we carry the water now. Is it Suma? Is it Shivaraga? Yes. Are you ready to carry an oxygen cylinder? No. Yes. Not now. Future. Because there is no availability of good air in the atmosphere, oxygen in the atmosphere. The same way, like there is no good soil and poisonous food may cause for severe damage on human beings and all the living beings. Okay, this all come under here. And now, this is the end of the chapter, and the same time industrial revolution, colonization, and the same way pollution on the earth. And now let us see the question and answers. All of you, if you have concept book, just open it. Let us see the question and answers. The first question: life itself constitute as a separate sphere called biosphere. Explain. What is the meaning? Life itself constitute as a separate sphere called biosphere. Explain. What is the meaning? Yes, already we know life, where we can see that is biosphere. How far it's correct or true, you can explain. What answer you can write? The uniqueness, like what speciality we have on the earth. How like our earth like suit for living being. Suppose we have availability of water, atmosphere. This all enable human living or behave like a living being to survive on the earth. Okay, so that type of answer you must write. How earth suit for human living being? That answer you must write here. Did you get me? Sai Likita, got it? Yes. And why is ecological crisis occurred in modern times? What are its effects? What is ecological crisis? Problems. Crisis occurred in modern time. Just now we have discussed. What are the problems? Where is that question? See, one is population increases, great pressure on the. When population increases, great pressure on the earth. Yes or no? Needs improves. The same way, growing population is main, and next is harmful, like what we call increases. Like the increasingly proves very harmful. Not only is like effluence of industries, and the same way chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Okay, chemical fertilizers and pesticides applying fertilizers and pesticides also cause for this crisis. What are these effects? Effect many are there. Some type of particular species which feed upon a particular kind of plant is exterminated. It means sometimes it's harmful for the microorganisms or insects. I have told you pesticides and fertilizers, if you apply, many what we call insects may disappear. Am I right? Especially frog, can you see in the field? Olden days, very many frogs are there in the field. Even in my childhood, I can remember when we visit the field that how frogs cry. Can you tell how the frogs cry? Even you don't know that. Rainy time, can you hear? Crow, 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 crow sound we can see. You can hear. Am I right? Can you hear that sound from the field nowadays? Never. No frog. Frog all migrated to the towns and the cities, I think. Is it? Because of in the field we are applying maximum pesticides and fertilizers. There is no space for there is no like what we call suitable space for this frog or any other insects. So that also can be added. And write about different kinds of forest and climate condition of their existence. So please write different types of forest. We have this tropic deciduous, tropic evergreen. Okay, so at least 3 to 4 sentences for each one. Okay, each point you just write. How can we protect natural resources? Very important question. How can we protect? Write your fourth question. So here, natural resources in the sense, if you want, you can write separately: water, energy, air and climate, biodiversity. 4 points you can write. Okay, so how can we protect this all? Water, how can we protect? And energy in the sense, energy should be consumed reasonably. Different energy for like fuel energy, petroleum, everything. Energy is only, it gives us energy, like what we call, not for us, it means we can develop many technology. Okay, so how we get this and how can we protect this energy? Reasonable use of energy. And the air and climate, how can communities, so just write how can we air and climate like protect. The same way biodiversity, like land, forest, everything, how can we protect? So like 3 or 4 points you must add. Okay, and read the chapter and fill up the table. Types of forest possible. Here only one column they have given. Please write types of forest spread across the countries. How many countries? Or otherwise, if you don't know the country where we can see these forests, you must write in the equatorial region or temperate region. In the concept book already you have textbook. The same way trees, what are the different trees grown there and animals grown there. Already I have shown you the animals and all in the beginning. So please check out and go through that and write and locate the following countries on the map. So see what are the countries I have given. First one is New Zealand. So where is New Zealand? Look at the screen almost here. Can you see? Here, now itself remember. Okay. Australia, can you see? Closer to that. And now, here next is Brazil. Where is Brazil? Brazil is in where? Actually, it is in. Where is Brazil actually? Here almost. And next coming to Australia. Just before I have told you, where is Australia? Here. Continent, already you know. And next is North America. Very easy, continent here, North America. Okay. And now China, India. Very easy. China, India here, China closer to that here. Okay, please mark it on the map. Okay, now read the paragraph under the title. In addition to dash and soil, that paragraph you just read. What you understand, that you please write. Okay, don't write that paragraph as it is. Okay, that paragraph let me. So, in addition to burning of fossil fuel, modern industries release enormous amount of waste material in the form of solid, liquid, and gases. That is a paragraph. What did you understand? Only that points you can write for that question. Okay, fine. Next one. Collect information with regard of animal bird extinction. Fill up the table. See name of the bird animal extinct. Okay, so please write that. Fill the columns. And finally, a project you have. This project you just please write in the form of an activity. End of the lesson. Visit any nearby industries established. Anyway, you cannot go to an industry, small scale industry and large scale industry you have. So small scale industry in the sense like some of the persons who live in your village may make BDs. BD workers, many are there. That also small scale industry we can say. Different kinds of, observe the different kinds of smoke, liquids and solid waste material, and find out from the residents of the locality about their impact on plants and animals, how it's impacted. Otherwise you can imagine, not imagination, already we have discussed about this all. Industrialization, right? What is industrialization? How its effect on environment or plants and animals? Based on the information, collect and prepare a report present in the class. Instead, you just write it in your CW, end of the CW, please write an activity. Okay, so complete it after that. Okay, that's all students. Okay, so this is all about your question and answers, and now we have completed 5 lessons. And one more thing, some lessons removed from your syllabus actually I have with me, but even though removal in the sense it is not, we must learn the topics. Okay, so because you have continuation in the 10th class. Okay, only in this academic year they have removed, even though I am teaching you that, but it must, because they have given project from that chapter. Okay, actually project is not enough. Some chapters very important, so we will discuss about that chapters. Okay, that chapters also, so there is no removal. Don't feel that only 10th class we are considering, because we cannot complete entire syllabus. So some lessons removed from the 10th class, but you have no deduction. We must discuss all the chapters. Okay, children. So now you have any more doubt from anyone? I didn't talk to you more, I think. Today we have some more time. Anyone want to speak or doubt or anything? Neha, what happened? Smile. Huh? Paramesh? Good hairstyle, Paramesh. Any more doubt from anyone? Shivanaga or anyone? Like Arshita, Suma, Sirichandana, Lakshya, Paramesh, okay, Zishan. Any doubt from anyone? No doubt, I think. Is it? Varsha, how are you? Okay. Alokesh, Srinija, Kripa. Did you complete your CW? Pranati, completed. Pranvita is some names very difficult to. Nando, Swati Priya, Sridhar, Simhas, Rishita, okay, Sridhar, okay, and Pranati, Nikhil, Azmat, not out from anyone, all are listening, and Simhas, wake up, alarm, wake up, just open your eyes, I think. End of the session is just open your eye, I think, Sinhas. Sahidi, how are you? Did you complete your CW? No worries. Rehan is crying. What happened, Rehan? Why are you crying? Didn't get breakfast, I think. Yes. You have a cup of tea now at least. Okay. Yes or no? Yes. Have a cup of tea and attend the class. Okay, children. Now you have a science class.
Okay, good morning, one and all. Welcome to Shanvi Learning Services. Welcome to biology session. Okay, fine. Let us start our class. Okay, fine, children. Okay, we are in connective tissue, right? So first of all, we have discussed already about epithelial tissue, right? And types also. Now we are in connective tissue. Connective tissue. Next, here epithelial tissue, connective tissue we have, and muscle tissue. Next, nervous tissue. Like 4 we have in this lesson. So we have completed epithelial tissue. Now we are in connective tissue. You know already we have discussed a lot about connective tissue. When we tilt our body, there is no displacement of organs which is present in our body. So because of connective tissue, in that also we have discussed about the types, areolar tissue and adipose tissue, which is responsible. In this first type is areolar tissue, is one of a connective tissue. It helps in packing and helps to keep the organs in place. Helps in packing and helps to keep the organs in place. That is the reason. So because of this connective tissue, here there is no displacement of organs when you tilt a side. Tilt means what? Like bending a side, a slope. Okay. See here. So like that, connective tissue will helpful for us in repair and in holding that particular organs in place and to connect for bone and skin, like that. In that first one is areolar tissue, we have discussed already. And as you know, these are the major components in the type of connective tissue. The cells are secret areolar tissue, nothing but the group of cells combined together, formed together. Okay, like it is considered as a tissue. In that cells secrete fibrous material. which holds the other tissue in position, like a Fevic kick type. Okay, so which hold the other tissues in position. These cells also help in repair of the tissues. Okay, and here coming to adipose tissue on the screen. Here areolar tissue figure also given. The labeling in here coming to adipose tissue. Adipose tissue also one of the connective tissue. Okay, which helpful in storing adipose, like which are helpful in storing of fat. Okay, adipose tissue which can help in storing of a fat material. Okay, so adipose tissue is found below the skin and between the internal organs. Below the skin and between the internal organs. The cells of the tissue are filled with fat globules. In this adipose tissue, you know already a particular group of cells which are similar in structure or function form as like tissue. So in this adipose tissue, which cells are present, those are same in structure and function. Their function will be same. So those cells of this adipose tissue are filled with fat globules. Here, storage of fat also act as insulator. Okay, this tissue found below the skin and between the internal organs. Storage of fat also act as insulator. I have told already. Insulator is nothing but, for example, if you take a thermoflask, okay, with what temperature we are taking the tea or water into that bottle, it is maintained for the particular time because the bottle walls, inside walls are coated with a insulator. Did you get that? Now, insulator is nothing but which doesn't flow the current, which has no conductivity in physical world, which has no conductivity. So like that, it is also work as a insulator. Okay, and here see bone. We are vertebrates. Because we have vertebral column, nothing but backbone. So because of this skeletal body with coordination of muscles, we will have definite structure. Which tissue gives definite shape to body of vertebrae. Okay, your bone is also one of the tissue. Okay, so even if you have skeletal body without muscles, you cannot move with your locomotor organs. Okay, so here we have discussed sorry, we have discussed about a definite shape. So here we have to remember once amoeba, which is comes under unicellular organism. But the example for unicellular organism is amoeba. Amoeba does not have a definite shape because there is no skeletal system. There is no that amoeba is not comes under the vertebrae. There is no vertebral column. So it has shape. Don't write it has no shape. It has shape, but it has no definite shape. With the surface, the moment of cytoplasm, it can change its shape. If anybody kick us, is there any change in our body? No, like water pocket, amoeba. Okay, so that does not consider definite shape, but we have the definite shape. Okay, so here bone is another type of connective tissue. It forms the framework that supports the body. It is major component of the skeletal system of several vertebrae. Okay, vertebrae, which consists the backbone, like a vertebral column comes under the vertebrae. See, except some fishes like shark. Okay. Here, do you know an interesting facts about bone? Bone is made up of calcium phosphate, CaPO4. Calcium, not calcium, children. Here, calcium, CaLCium. Okay, calcium phosphate, CaPO4, and calcium carbonate. Here, calcium carbonate formed by CaCO3. These salts are secreted by cells. These salts, calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate, salts are secreted by cells called osteocytes. How in areolar tissue, the fibroblastic cells, how secreted fibrous material, like that here in bone tissue, cells are called osteocytes. Where the cells are present? The cells are present in the central hollow portion. Hollow means what? Like bone, like a hole. Okay, holes like empty spaces. Hollow portion of the bone called bone marrow. Okay, the salts are secreted by the cells called osteocytes. So which cells are secreting the salts, calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate? Those cells are called osteocytes, which are present in the like tissue. The tissue is bone tissue. So those cells are called osteocytes. These cells are present in the central hollow portion of the bone called bone marrow. Do you know here? You have to remember one thing, one fact. A red blood cells can generate from this bone marrow. Okay, red blood cells can generate from this bone marrow. Bone marrow is the source or site for producing the blood cells. Okay, here bone is given and that particular internal structure also given clearly. Okay, next, see here the bone cells which we consider as osteocytes are clearly given. The particular part, look at the screen, all of you, osteon and that round circular part, Haversian canal. Haversian canal, whole type structure. The dots or osteocyte and that hairy like structures are canaliculi. Canaliculi. Okay. Look at the figure number 10. Osteocyte, which are bone cells, and which are responsible for secretion of salts in bone tissue. Now, let us discuss about cartilage. Okay, let us discuss about cartilage. So, osteocytes are cells which secrete salts. Which secrete salts. Okay. Next, let us discuss about cartilage. Here in connective tissue, first one areolar tissue have discussed. Second one adipose tissue also discussed. Third one bone tissue also discussed. So if you go on reading normally, you will get confusion. So you have to just make like a flow chart in flowchart manner. So by observing the flowchart, you have to go for the reading. Here we are in second tissue, main connective tissue. In that, areolar tissue is one type, adipose tissue is a second type, and the third one is bone tissue. And now we are going for fourth tissue. You just put a number for this. Okay. Now we are in cartilage tissue. So cartilage is a type of connective tissue. See children, here these are the types of connective tissue. What is the use of connective tissue? That total, just you observe. A total function, all cells function which are present in the connective tissue is jointing, connecting. Okay. See here, cartilage is a type of connective tissue found in the joints of bones. See here, look at the screen, clearly we can get that. Where it is present? Joints. Okay. Here this cartilage is a articular cartilage. Here given that cartilage is a articular cartilage. We have only one joint. Many joints are there in our body. Hands, legs. Okay. So here this is articular cartilage. Figure number 11. Cartilage is a type of connective tissue found in the joints of bones and the tip of ribs. Ribs, okay, here, which strips are attached to the backbone, okay, in chest, okay, rib bones. So here, this tissue found in the joints of bones as well as tip of ribs also. Tip of ribs and the tip of the nose also. Okay, cartilage tissue found in the tip of the nose. And see, external ears and in trachea. See, external ears. Maybe you are thinking like this consists of bone. Yeah, there is no bone in our external ears. And in even nose also, particular part only will consist the bone. The rest of the part will be normal, simple, just tissue only. But this cartilage, this is a type of cartilage tissue. That's why it's look like some bone and very strong. Strong means not like bone, but in tissue manner, it is little but like that strong. So here external ears, outside ears, our ears. External internal means, for example, snakes will have the internal ears. The ears are inside. But we have external ears here. Outside our ear is there. So that also one of the cartilage tissue. Very interesting. See, cartilage is a type of connective tissue found in the joints of bones and the tip of ribs, or tip of the nose, external ears, and in trachea. Okay, trachea in respiratory system. You can observe. Okay, so here there is a special tracts. Tracts are there for food and going for respiratory system like bronchi. That is another one, bronchus. Okay, so here trachea, trachea, trachea. Okay, trachea also one of the connective tissue. Trachea also one of the connective tissue. Okay, and these are the source of connective tissue. Like these are the places where the connective tissue is present. So when compared to other tissues, it will be some little bit strong. Okay, so that is a concept. See here, embryos also. Embryos of several vertebrae do not have bone but have cartilage. So embryos of several vertebrae, which will comes under that vertebrae group, So they also don't have bone but have cartilage. See here, this particular cartilage found in the joints of the bones, tip of ribs, tip of the nose, external ears, and in trachea, trachea. So here in our mouth, after that pharynx, larynx will be, and at the pharynx we have one valve of epiglottis. In your 10th class, you will get easily. And from there, one side food pipe, one side air pipe. Okay, food pipe like esophagus, and that is a food pipe, and here trachea is a air pipe, children, wind pipe. Okay, so after pharynx, larynx will be larynx after trachea. So it is a wind pipe channeling air to lungs. Trachea is a not food pipe, it is air pipe or wind pipe, and this continuation only bronchus bronchioles. Bronchus bronchioles. Trachea wind pipe channeling air to lungs. Just if you want to know about this trachea, please touch your throat. Please touch your throat, all of you. So when you touch your throat, to feel the tube-like structure, you have to touch your throat to feel tube-like structure. The tube-like structure only trachea. Okay, the tube-like structure only trachea. There is a continuation bronchus, next bronchioles, alveolus, like a, which will continue. Okay, into the lungs. Okay, fine. Your trachea is a wind pipe, not a food pipe. Okay, this is final. Okay, nice. Now, so the trachea also made with cartilage tissue. Cartilage is a type of connective tissue found in the joints of bones, tip of ribs, tip of the nose, external ears, and in trachea. Embryos of several vertebrates do not have bone, but at this place, instead of that bone, they will have the cartilage tissue. Here, how we have external ears. How do we have external ears, which are composed with the cartilage tissue? Cartilage tissue. The entire skeleton of fishes, like shark, is made up of cartilage tissue. So cartilage is a harder, but not as hard as bone, as I told you just now. Cartilage tissue is harder, but don't compare with bone. When compare with the normal tissue, so it will be hard, but not as hard as bone. Cartilage tissue is hard only, but not as hard as bone. But other tissues, it will be hard. See here, cartilage tissue, white colored at the joints. How two bones are connected at joints? Let us go for the next tissue. That is also one of the connective tissue. That is a ligament. What is that? Ligament. Okay, observe carefully. Next one is ligament. So now we are in a fifth one, right? Ligament is a tissue which comes under the connective tissue. So in that connective tissue, ligament is a fifth type of connective tissue. So ligament is at another type of connective tissue that connects bone at the joints and hold them in position. It is made up of a large number of fibers. These fibers are made up of a protein called collagen. Please underline, very important. So this collagen very elastic in nature. Our fifth one is ligament. Our fifth one is ligament in connective tissue. You just write connective tissue, and these all types of connective tissues we just write in a flowchart manner. Okay. See here, fifth one is ligament. The ligament is one of the connective tissue. This connects bones at the joints. This connects bones at the joints. Okay. So here after the cartilage, because of these ligaments, these joints like bones are jointing. And by this connective tissue, like that connective tissue, like ligament, holds the particular bones in position at the joint in position. So, what is the special specification of this? What is the special character of this? It is made up of large number of fibers. It is made up of a large number of fibers. These fibers are made up of a protein. Okay, this made up of a large number of fibers. Fine. These fibers are made up of a protein material that is called collagen. Ligament is a connective tissue which help in the joints and holds the bones in a position which made up of a large number of fibers. These fibers are that made up of large number of fibers, and that fibers are made up of a protein. The protein name is collagen. COLLAGEN, collagen. This is very elastic in nature. That's why it is joints and holds them. Joints and holds the bones in a position. Fine, children. How two bones are connected for this? This is the answer. See here, very important. Please underline the collagen and next two pairs also very important. Let us go for the next here. Children, you know that body movement is because of muscles attached to bones. How muscles are attached to bones? As I told you, the body movement is not possible because of only bones or because of only muscles. There is coordination needed. So, if you have only skeletal body structure, you are unable to move. So, the coordination of muscles and bones, we can able to walk, we can able to run, we can able to lift our hand. So, as you know that body movement is because of muscles, fine, attached to bones. Then here, how muscles are attached to bones? Now let us discuss about a tendon to get the answer. Yes, this is a sixth one after ligament. Tendon is also one of the connective tissue, one of the type of connective tissue, which also made up of fibers. Likewise, ligaments. Tendon is a connective type, connective tissue, one of the type of connective tissue, which is also made up of fibers. Likewise, cartilage. The tendon joins the muscles to the bone. Who will join the muscles to the bone? Tendon join the muscles to the bone. It is also made up of collagen because this tendon is a connective tissue which is made up of fibers. What is the characteristic of fibers? Which can consist the protein like collagen, or which are made up of the fibers which are made up of a protein called collagen. Okay, so this tendon is helping in the joints, the muscles to the bones. Muscles are joining to the bone. See, when you like on Sundays, usually you will take a rice with a mutton or chicken like that. You just observe, you will tear. Okay, the muscle from the bone, right? So this muscle, like group of tissue, are connecting to the bone because of this tendon. So here, tendon is also one of the connective tissue, which also made up of fibers. The tendon joins the muscles to the bone. It is also made up of collagen. Okay. Now, blood is a type of connective tissue. Yes, exactly. Blood is a one of the type of connective tissue, children. Because all many members will think blood is like blood will flow like water. What is this tissue? Yes, in blood, blood cells are present. You know already. Okay. So blood cells are combined together, are in group. They are forming as like a tissues. That's considering as a tissues. A group of cells. A group of blood cells is a blood tissue. So why it is called connective tissue? Why it is called a connective tissue? You know, blood is considering as a connective tissue fine because it has a matrix and it's contain red blood cells and like nothing but red blood cells or nothing but erythrocytes. Red blood cells in Telugu ఎర్ర రక్త కణాలు erythrocytes, like that you have to keep in your mind. Red blood cells, erythrocytes. WBC next. White blood cells are leukocytes. Leukocytes. Okay. Then RBC, red blood cells, the predominant cell type, or involved in the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Red blood cells, which are present in the blood, also involving in the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide, as you know already. When we breathe in, like as I told you just now, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, alveoli in lungs, it will be diffused to the blood. Oxygen will diffuse to the blood. This oxygen is bonding with the hemoglobin, forming as like oxyhemoglobin, and that oxyhemoglobin along with that hemoglobin is a pigment which is in the blood. This will supply to overall the body up to tissue, like nothing but cell also. After involving the transport, respiration, which is considered as a cellular respiration, that releases energy, carbon dioxide, water. Then the carbon dioxide will be again transport back to the lungs, and by exhale we can leave the carbon dioxide out. By inhale we can take the carbon dioxide in. So here who are carrying the oxygen to the cell or tissue, who are bringing back from the tissue or cell to the lungs. At lungs level, gas exchange is taking place fine. Oxygen in, carbon dioxide out. Who are doing that function? Here, red blood cells are doing that function. RBC, red blood cells, the predominant cell type. Red blood cells. These red blood cells are involved in the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide, likewise what I told. Okay. And now let us do an activity on blood cells. See here, activity 4. Look at the screen, all of you. Invite a scientist or doctor to your place. Maybe scientist is not available. At least you have to invite a doctor. Record an interview about blood structure and its functions. Because however he will express his feeling about the blood and about the blood structure and functions. It is important to make a questionnaire in order to conduct interview, because you know already you have studied already in lower classes like scientific methods in that questionnaire. Okay, When we have the questionnaire means what? Questionnaire means consists a series of questions. What is a questionnaire? Consists a series of questions. But when you start the questionnaire, like when you start asking questions, when you observe any new thing, then in your mind you will get that questionnaire. Like you will start the series of questions. After that, you will go for the analyze. So like that, some scientific skills will be there. So here, it is important to make a questionnaire in order to conduct interview. After completion of interview, prepare a booklet about the blood and keep it in the classroom, library, or display it on the bulletin board. Okay, fine. Now let us discuss about blood cells. Let us discuss about the blood cells. It differs from other type of connective tissue. Blood is a different connective tissue compared to like tendon, ligament, etc. Okay, it differs from other type of connective tissues. But blood also have the connective tissue only. As I told you, what is the reason behind of that? Okay, so here it differs from other type of connective tissues. There are different types of cells in blood. As I told you just now, white blood cells, red blood cells. Red blood cells are erythrocytes. White blood cells are leukocytes. And each one has a different function. Different function. All the cells in the blood float freely. Predominant cells in the plasma. All the cells in the blood float freely in the plasma. Okay, all the cells will float freely in the plasma. Extracellular space is filled with a fluid called plasma. Then here we have used plasma. What is a plasma? Extracellular space is filled with a fluid. So extracellular space is filled with a fluid that is called a plasma. So all the cells in the blood float freely in the plasma because extracellular space is filled with a fluid like material that is called plasma. In that all cells in the blood float freely in the plasma because there is a fluid structure, fluid material. There are no fibers in blood. There are no fibers in blood. This is a difference in between that cartilage, tendon, and blood. Cartilage tissue like a fifth one from connective tissue, and sixth type of connective tissue is a tendon. Those are consisting like fibers, but here this blood is a seventh connective tissue. Blood is a type of connective tissue, that is seventh one, but there is no fiber. There are no fibers in a blood. Look at a screen now. Blood cells are given on the screen. Blood cells are given. Different types of blood cells. Figure number 12. Look at the screen, all of you. Now, let us discuss briefly about the blood. And so, now we have to go on the discussion of blood. Here, our next concept is story of blood. Story of blood. So please stand line. I will share you here story of blood. So coming to story of blood, blood is also a tissue which is having different components. Different components. Let us know more about blood. There is a red stream. There is a red stream that flows in the closed canal in our body. This is closed system, children, not open system. Okay, because blood is floating in particular vessels, particular like a tubules. So that's why it is considered as a closing system, not like a open circulatory system. This is a closed circulatory system. Okay, transportation of blood is closed circulatory system. It is not open circulatory system, children, because it is floating freely in vessels. Okay, in tubular vessels, in tubules, it is floating. So there is a red stream that flows in closed canal in our body. Think what is it? The red stream that flows in closed tubes in our body is a blood. It is also type of connective tissue, as I told you. Blood explains many things about us. Yes, blood is a source to identify our wellness or illness. Because when we go for visiting doctor in hospital, first of all, they will try to take the blood to test. Of course, next is some urine also. Then this urine and there's all materials are like waste materials from which is rest of the like which came from the blood, right? So yeah, blood is a main source to test. So blood, that's why here blood explains many things about us. Blood is the source to identify our wellness or illness. Blood is a source to identify our wellness or illness. By blood report only, they will go for the next step. It is very interesting, right? To know about the blood current in our body. In our body, there is highly sophisticated. There is highly sophisticated and well developed mechanism to circulate the blood to the entire body. Our heart pumps nearly 36,000 liters of blood to a distance of nearly 20,000 kilometers. Really, very, very great. It is appreciable also. In the time of 24 hours. It means it is not like making the journey from particular place to there. Like you may think we have this much height, but how that 36,000 of liters of blood, 26,000 kilometers, how it will. So in that only, if you count that supplying the circulatory system in our body, if you count, if you check that measurement, in 24 hours, 36,000 of 36,000 of liters of blood to a distance of nearly 20,000 kilometers in the time period of 24 hours. Really very, very great. Blood is red in color, right? Do you agree with the statement that all animals carrying red blood are your blood relatives? No, almost all. Okay. Some will have the white blood, but here almost all will have the red blood cells. The blood is always not red in all animals, right? Yes, just I told now. The cockroach has a white blood, whereas there is blue colored blood in snail. Please underline. Human beings have red blood cells, like a red blood. The red blood, the blood is always not red in all animals. The cockroach has white blood. Human beings has red blood, whereas there is a blue colored blood also there in snail, natta, cockroach, buddinka, snail, natta. It is really a wonder that blood appears in different colors. Red color, human beings, and etc. Next, white color, cockroach, buddinka, and a blue color blood also there, children. That is in snail, natta. Okay, fine. As time of today I took somewhat extra time also. Okay, fine. for your patience, and thank you, Vandal. In next class, let us discuss the interesting facts about the blood by continuing the next para. Okay, thank you, Vandal.